Tonight, all 5 flag-bearer aspirants of the New Patriotic Party, Kennedy Ejapon, Dr. Brian Champon, Dr. Mahama Baumia, Dr. Yawose Educhuman, Engineer Kobina Ejapon, have committed to stop campaigns filled with insult, accusations and division, with 9 days to the January 31 election. This was the undertaking they signed today in a peace pact, committing to peace and unity before, during and after the election. This comes after days of concern over fairness of the electoral process and an equal playing field for all. James Aveji has more.
All 5 aspirants in the NPP flag-bearer election assembled here at Alisa Hotel in Accra to sign the party's peace pact ahead of the January 31 election. Now, this event has been witnessed by party bigwigs, including leadership of the Council of Elders, patriots, including the former president of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The message to all of the aspirants from all of these persons have been the commitment to peace as well as respect for each other in the last days of the campaign activities towards January 31.
To get the contestants to affirm that the process has so far been transparent, inclusive and fair. That we want them to commit to accept the results and want them to commit to support whoever wins out of the 5 members of the team of saints.
Let me be clear. The NPP is bigger than any individual. No ambition, grievance, or faction is greater than the elephant. Leadership contests must never weaken the collective cause. Unity is not optional. Unity is not a slogan. Unity is a strategic necessity for victory. So I charge all of you, this peace pact must not only be signed, it must be lived.
Let me start off by saying that opposition is painful and lonely. We know this. Good friends don't pick up calls. They ignore us and they find new friends. We are living it. We feel it every day. And surely, none of us wants to remain there. We want power to serve, to transform lives, and to move Ghana forward. But power does not come through division. Power comes through discipline. Power comes through unity. Power comes through sacrifice.
Head of the Election Security Task Force, the IGP, Christian Teteyuhunu, cautioned the aspirant against the deployment of internal security, or what he described as macho men, on the election day.
Please, we are cautioning that the police are more macho than the macho men you deploy. And that when it comes to the stage, that these macho men will not take advice from the caution that is given them. And they come to the police station and then we arrest them. I'm pleading, nobody should call me.
The 5 candidates then signed the document indicating their commitment to peace, staying away from a comment that could inflame passion within the rank and file of the party during the last minute of this particular campaign.
I'm going to win and I pray that I get their support. But in a very unlikely event that anybody else emerges a winner, absolutely, I will support the person.
What are your numbers looking like as we speak?
Come to the office.
Now that this document is signed, it is now the duty of the leadership of the party to ensure that this is enforced, peace and unity prevail before, during, and after this particular NPP presidential election. From Alisa Hotel here in Accra, I am James Aveji for Joy News.
Well, let's speak now to the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP for some update on the NEC meeting that happened right after the Peace Pact signing. We appreciate your time, Haruna. Is there any update from that meeting, any decision taken that members should know of?
you very much. I would like to say good evening to your cherished US and you yourself. Today, we've had the peace pact that has been signed by the 5 aspirants of our party, very senior members of the party, going into the 2026 31st January elections. You all heard the contents as read by the chairperson of the elections committee of the party. The party has always been the beacon of democracy in Ghana and Africa, and we have demonstrated that particular aspect of our democratic credentials in the signing of the peace pact, and demonstrated that in the 2023, where we were able to come out with a very peaceful elections and outdought the winning candidate on the same day at the Ohinijan Sports Stadium. It's not going to be different from these particular elections. We all know the centers of the elections. There are 277 centers. The National Coalition Center will be at the Electoral Commission. All the activities that is lined up for the elections is known and participatory by the 5 aspirants. And I believe that at this point in time, Ghanaians are very certain that the MPP is certainly going to be the alternative, looking at the mirage of problems and issues that is surrounding the group and living standard of the people of Ghana.
How do you intend to enforce some of the key things that was tabled in that pact?
How we are going to do it is that the party has structures. One of the structures is the National Council of Elders. The National Council of Elders have been given a specific task as to how to be able to align the activities of this particular presidential aspirant. Again, they've also signed on to a 50-point rules that is guiding these particular elections, which is still in force until the end of the elections. We have also taken them through certain do's and don'ts of the party, and also being senior members of the party, they've witnessed a number of presidential primaries, and this is going to guide them. One of the key issues that is going to be something that is very difficult that for us to do is the utterances, and expanding such utterances to the supporters of the various candidates is something that we are looking at how to mitigate some of the utterances and how to deal with such utterances. That will serve as matters that will disturb the peace of the party. So we are looking at all these matters, and we continue to talk with the presidential aspirants to be able to gauge the sentiments and what they say in the public and what ought not to be said in the public.
Thank you so much, Haruna Mohammed.
Well, away from politics, tonight members of Arise Ghana continue their relentless call for the return of former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana as they sustained their picketing U.S. Embassy today. This marks day 3 of the protest. The group is urging the United States government to deport Mr. Ofori-Atta to Ghana to answer corruption allegations leveled against him. My colleague Gemma Apia was at the pickets today and now reports.
It's day 3 of the picketing by members of Arise Ghana at American Embassy here in Accra. The members are here in their numbers, and their demand is simple. The U.S. government must deport former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, and I'm here with one of the leading members, Selom. Welcome to JoyNews.
Thank you very much. And warm greetings from Arise Ghana to your viewers.
Day 3. Aren't you tired? You have been picketing since Tuesday. Don't you think the U.S. government has heard you?
No, for those of us in Arise Ghana, we have boundless energy to execute our projects. We know no tiredness. Tiredness is not in our DNA, because whatever cause we embark on, it is a cause summoned by patriotism. It is a cause summoned by Ghana. It is Ghana that has sent us to this place to pursue Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta through this picket, that the U.S. authorities should deport or repatriate Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana. So we don't get tired in Arise Ghana, because ours is a boundless energy of patriotism, that indomitable, indestructible spirit of patriotism. That is it.
Let me speak to some members as well. You see this man in a jersey, Baobia jersey. Why are you here?
I'm here because of Ken Ofori-Atta. Ken must come home. This one is not witch hunting. We want him home. We want him back.
Why do you want him back?
He should come and account for his stewardship. So he must come. He must come.
Like I see you in NPP JC. Yeah. Are you a member of the NPP?
Yeah. I'm a member of NPP. I'm Chairman Obiligo to Bawe Ask. Chairman Obiligo. He make this man lose the election.
How?
Because of the haircuts and the reckless spending. Understand? The reckless spending, please. It should come. It should come, please.
So you heard some members of Arise Ghana movement. The demand is simple. They want Ken Ofori-Atta back into the country, and the U.S. government, they are calling on the U.S. government to expedite the processes to get Ken Ofori-Atta back into the country. Reporting live from American Embassy, my name is Jama Pia.
Away from that, at least 6 commercial drivers are in serious trouble tonight as the task force of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union intensifies its crackdown on drivers charging unapproved fares in parts of Odoko. The operation, described by the union as a last-ditch effort to tame soaring transport fares and restore order in the sector, has already led to the arrest of 21 drivers within the last 24 hours. Fatal Bayaga has more in the following report.
The GPRTU has continued its operation to arrest more drivers who are engaging in illegal operations. The union has arrested 6 drivers for charging passengers multiple times. According to the National Guards Commander of the GPRTU, Drummond Echo Gazy, he said that they adopted a new strategy in order to arrest these drivers. 6. You have 6 vehicles. Okay. So what are you going to do to these drivers?
We're sending them to the Odoko police and for the Odoko police to carry on with what they're supposed to do.
But there are some people who are questioning the work that you are doing and saying that it's illegal and all of that. Does that mean you are not going to back down anytime soon?
No, we are not going to back down. It is not illegal. Everybody knows GPRT is in order. They are doing their work. And this is the time that we have to also come out. We have the GPRT union guys. This is the time we also have to come out for them to see that it is not GPRTU who is trying to do that.
You're going to continue from here?
Yeah.
You go to other places?
Tonight we are moving to another area, but we will not disclose it.
Yesterday, about 15 drivers were arrested. Are they in detention or have you discharged them?
We learned they have taken their particulars and they asked them to report today.
For the drivers who have been arrested by the task force, they say that because of high cost of spare parts and the exorbitant sales that the car owners take from them, that is why they've also adopted strategies like the short in order to make more money.
The daily sales targets imposed on us by vehicle owners are simply too high. Some as much as 600 cedis. Even though fuel prices have gone down, the cost of spare parts remains very high.
Spare part,
With these excessive sales targets, we hardly make any real profits as drivers.
525 to 600. Wow. Yeah, 364 no. A BG 250 cedis every day.
Because we are police budget 20, 10. Mr. Koba. We
pay for tickets every day and still face constant police extortion. By the end of the day, how much are we really left with?
For the GPRTU, this particular operation is going to continue relentlessly to ensure that the arrest drivers who are indisciplined on the road in order to ameliorate the plight of commuters. For JoyNews, Fatal Bayaga, Odoko.
Well, joining us now on the line for more on this is the National Guards Commander of the GPRTU, Drummond Echo Gazy. Grateful for your time here on JoyNews Prime. Are you still on the field though? And how many more drivers have you arrested today?
Good evening to the jury listeners. This evening we've applied the Cocoa Board lane. That is
You may have to reposition yourself so we can hear you. Your line is a bit Not clear there?
I'm in the vehicle moving.
Okay.
So we applied the cocoa board lane, that is to the Kingsway, and we had 7 vehicles, which they charged over. They charge on approval first. Some going to Kaswa, some to Abrekuma, and then some to Veja, that area. Hello?
We have to leave it here and maybe get back to you another time for details on that particular story.
Away from that, Metro Mass Transit Limited is pressing for the release of outstanding funds needed to complete the procurement of electric buses acquired under the Nana Akufo-Addo-led administration, citing the urgent need to ease persistent transport shortages across the capital. The call comes as commuters endure long waits at terminals, with frustration mounting during peak morning and evening rush hours. Managing Director Carl Caesar, in an interview with my colleague Stephen Mensah, says the surge in demand is linked to increased economic activity and expanded commercial movement in Accra.
In the erstwhile regime, government, wanted to procure 100 EV buses for Metro Mass to operate. At the end of the day, I understand government paid for only, the government at the time paid for only 10 of them. So 10 EV buses were delivered to us. But meanwhile, that contract for the supply of 100 buses, the rest of the 90 is still alive in our books. So we have appealed through the Ministry of Transport to the Ministry of Finance to make do with the release of funds for these undelivered buses to be delivered. When we have those 90 EV buses delivered to us, it will make a lot of difference. Because many of them will be used for urban transport services, and it will change the narrative.
And you can confirm that these buses will be maintained well?
Sure, because those 10 that are with us already are being maintained.
Well, it won't be the first time drivers, commuters and residents are complaining about the terrible Pokuase-Mayera road in the Gan West municipality of the Greater Accra region. Over the years, they have been forced to endure hazardous conditions with deep potholes and uneven surfaces that make daily travel very difficult. Now they say their patience is running out and are calling on the government to address their concerns. In our feature series, Roads of Peril, my colleague Pearl Ofori visited the area and filed the following report.
With a shovel in his hand, Kortetete takes matters into his own hands, manually filling potholes along the Mayera stretch to make the road motorable for commuters. He works in front of the Plant Protection and Regulatory Services Directorate, an agency under the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, what the locals here call Agric.
4 years now. I'm doing this work. I did this road top. Especially if you do the race fall like this, then everything is well. Everything is well. If you go, yes, it is small.
A few meters away, I meet Akwesi Ampedu, a taxi driver who sold his first car as scrap metal after using it on the road for only 2 years. Akwesi managed to raise extra funds to purchase a second car. And what is sad, he has no choice than to drive on the same bad road in order to make ends meet. Today, he has stopped at a vulcanizer after his tire suffered a puncture.
A kwan in Yameba ye a boy, a tramitime. Ama say na say. A kwan a boy a kappa a free main station what the Kwaka Adusa. A kwan in Yana and yet auto shawswa. Only 2 weeks, and I say.
Frustrated residents like Owusu Benjamin say they have reached a breaking point.
But looking at the nature of this road, I mean, at times I look at it when I'm coming to drive from Pokuase to this road. I just like, am I in a casket or what? I use about 1 hour to reach my house, which is undesirable. When we came here, we were using less than 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, because it was not motorable.
From Mayera Junction through Afiaman all the way to the Mayera Township is a journey that should take you about 5 minutes. But the bad nature of this road means the drivers will have to spend more than 30 minutes plying this same route. And when it rains, this is how bad it gets. Along the same stretch, shop owners like Hannah Jimfua are struggling to keep their businesses running.
Mitonton paboa e wo kwan ho mpa agise me hye ye mpaboa ne nyina ho rubbish ene sa emfata wo be kofie no wo yare wo mu especially say tipper trucks no etwemu a edi mfuturo bebrebre nti amakwan na ye host nko a nti like se wonyem na se wotisi mu a na affect waste wo sisi nyina ya wo ya.
For now, the burden of the damaged road falls squarely on those who use it every day. And it remains to be seen how long they would have to wait before the road is finally tarred. For Joy News, I am Pearl Ufuri.
Well, joining us now is the MC for Ganwest, John Desmond Nye. We appreciate your time here on the Pulse on the JoyNews Prime. I just want to get updates. Based on the briefing you've received, when will this stretch be fixed?
Thank you very much. Yes, I share their concern, and I think that we all as Ghanaians have right to the best of Ghana. So I would say that, yes, they might be right for saying all that. However, since we resumed office, I'm talking about the NDC government or John Mahama's administration, we've made effort to ensure that we see blacktop on the road. And as I'm speaking with you right now, from Pokuase police station through Catapult to Patrick 4, works have just commenced by the new Modern Ghana Limited Company to undertake the whole 9-kilometer stretch. Work is currently ongoing around Bodumase, that is between the 6-kilometer and 8-kilometer mark. Those have been awarded. So these are some of the things that we have done. If you come to other places like Joma, from big city to Joma at Bozome, awarded to Agile Construction. So this one too is underway. From Mahia Tribble to its inner road has been awarded as well to the same Agile Construction Company. Media to Kotoku, Washikuma, it connects to Domin Sampama, awarded to Agile. From Trade Junction all the way to Obum Domia, that connects Onyansana, Yaoma, Kushibiade, Ayi kind of road, has also been awarded. What we are saying is that, for roads, it's not easy to find.
But
So
when will they commence work, since you say the contract has been awarded? And when exactly will they complete the work based on the contract?
Yes, I've not received the full document. However, I'm having a meeting with the Modern Ghana group who are doing the Catapult Road. And as I'm speaking with you, they started with the drainage, and I think they are all things being equal. Maximum 2-3 months, they will finish with the drainage system. And after the drainage system, we're going to see proper work on the road and to be asphalted. So we are pleading with residents to give us a bit of time whilst we work in collaboration with the contractors to ensure that they comply and they hit the timelines as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Desmond.
Let's stay on the road, but this time let's take you to the Ashanti region where contractors have resumed full-scale works on the Bekwai roundabout to Santasi Road, joining the project after stalling for over 1 year. The road is a crucial network leading to the central business district and the main referral hospital in the region, the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital. But the contractors abandoned the road after the 2024 election, citing non-payment of certificates for the road's continuation. Emmanuel Bright Kweku joined the Kumasi-Mayera on an inspection of the road, which is expected to be completed in July this year.
The Bakwai Runabout to Santasi Runabout is one of the critical road infrastructure in the greater Kumasi metropolis. The road connects at least 3 of Ghana's southern regions to the main referral hospital in the Ashanti region, the Komfanoti Teaching Hospital. The road also leads to the central business district of Kumasi. In 2024, the government initiated a dualization of the road for improved vehicular movement, but the road project stalled after the contractor laid works for bridge construction, grading and expansion of the road. The contractors cited concerns over non-payment of certificates. For over a year, motorists have endured dust, regular vehicle maintenance, and hefty vehicular traffic on alternate routes. It's unbearable plying this road. A lot of the cars don't use this road because of that. When you use the stretch, your vehicle becomes faulty. After months of discomfort endured by the motorists and businesses along the stretch, government has made significant payments for the contractor to resume work. Richard Ofori Ajman Bodi is the Kumasi Metro Chief Executive.
Engineer Tapoku will attest to the efforts that we have made in making sure that you have your payments. About 3 weeks ago, I think the last I considered, I had to, together with my regional party chairman, intervene and get the Minister of Roads to release some funds for you, just so you can come and then finish up this stretch. It's such an important link. You know, the road leads to the Komfanoti Teaching Hospital, and this area, there are about 3 regions that use this route whenever they have emergencies that has to be transported to Komfanoti for attention. And so it's such an important road that has been taken off the route.
The first phase of asphalting a single lane of the project is expected to be completed by the first quarter of the year, with full road completion scheduled for July this year. Francis Kofi Yankee is the acting resident engineer for ABO Consult Limited.
Because of delay in payment of certificates or work done, but by God's grace, last week, Friday, officially work resumed. So we are back fully on site, and we are prioritizing this very session because of the critical nature of this place. So the plan is to asphalt one side, the right-hand side, right from Santasi towards Bakwai Runabout. So after we've asphalted where we are standing, then we'll put traffic here, then we'll move to the left-hand side. We are hoping that by 3 months' time, this section will be asphalted. By 3 months' time, this section will be asphalted. Then we'll move to the other side. So hopefully by July ending, we should see both sides of the carriageway with asphalt.
For JoyNews, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
You're still watching JoyNews Prime. We'll be back after this quick turn. Please stay with us.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's do some more stories.
Well, Ghana's progress in reducing poverty is being reshaped, with the Ashanti and Eastern regions now leading in multi-dimensionally poverty cases recorded, according to the Ghana National Statistics Service, with over 1 million people in each region struggling. This is in contrast to the national trend, where nearly 1 million people have escaped poverty. In the Northeast and Savannah regions, for example, more than half of all the people in those regions are multi-dimensionally poor. And there's more in that data we have harvested for you that's coming up on your screens right now. It's the Multidimensional Poverty Index, and this is put out by the Ghana Statistical Service, the 2024 fourth quarter, and they're pairing that against the year 2025 third quarter. In the year 2024, the fourth quarter, the number stood at 24.90%. 0.90, but in the year 2025, it dropped to 21.90%. Now, when it comes to the year 2024, the fourth quarter as well, the real numbers that they've been able to harvest when it comes to the poverty index in Ghana, some 8.13 million people fall under that bracket. But in the year 2025, the number dropped to 7.15 million. Now, over 950,000 people exited the multidimensionally poor cases ratio based on this data that they put out. Now, what is the contributing factor to this multidimensional poverty in Ghana? According to the Statistical Service, living condition is leading when it comes to the individuals they sampled. Health as well is the second contributor. Employment follows closely, and then education is the least contributor.
Well, we spoke to some residents here in Accra about this latest data. This is what they had to say about the Ghana Statistical Service report. While some residents say their ability to afford basic needs, suggesting living conditions have improved, others argue that rising costs mean poverty remains a daily struggle.
Poverty increasing or decreasing, I still manage to eat 3 times daily. That is morning, afternoon, evening. So I can't really tell, but I'm sure that with it decreasing, people will be able to eat 3 times daily. And sometimes eating 3 times daily isn't about poverty. It's about the individual himself or herself.
Oh, really? It's true. Because me, for instance, I just take only 2 times a day. That's morning and evening. So I think the data is somehow correct. Yeah.
Let's look at the people like us who travel to workplaces and other stuff. They haven't reduced transportation. Salary has not been increased. So we literally spend the same amount of money we were spending last year, and even somehow even much more than what we are spending. So if you say poverty has come down, maybe to other people, but for working class, I don't think there has been much decrease. I don't see any change, and actually I've been spending more now.
Away from that, President John Dramani Mahama is sounding the alarm, saying Africa is stuck in what he calls a triple dependency trap, eroding its sovereignty. Speaking during the Accra Reset Davos convening, a high-level side event on the margins of the 2026 World Economic Forum, President John Dramani Mahama emphasized the urgent need for the African continent to build their own capacity, warning that the continent's future is at risk unless decisive action is taken to reset its development path.
And let me be direct about what we're up against. Too many of our countries are caught in what I call the triple dependency. We depend on others for our security choices. We depend on donors for our health and educational systems. We supply the world's critical minerals but capture almost none of its value. This isn't sovereignty, it's a trap, and it's getting worse. In my quiet moments, as I try to find solutions, here's what I've learned. Crisis creates clarity. The clarity is this, that we must build our own capacity to act.
Well, he challenged African leaders to invest in skills that match real jobs for young people, calling for unity in trade, climate financing, and industrial policy in building Africa's industrial future.
In this fast-changing world, we're entering an era where countries must compete, innovate, and build or be left behind. Our young people are watching, they're brilliant, they're hungry, and they're running out of patience. So here's what we must focus on. First, we must invest in skills, not just education, but skills that match real jobs in the real economy. Digital skills, green energy skills, manufacturing skills. We need a generation of young Africans who can build and not just consume. Second, we must build together. No African country can industrialize alone by itself. We must create regional prosperity platforms, manufacturing zones, energy grids, and digital infrastructure that gives our businesses skill and our workers opportunity.
Further stressed the need for African leaders to be accountable, noting that the continent cannot credibly pursue deeper global partnership while tolerating corruption, inefficiency, and weak institutions.
And fifth, and most importantly, we must hold ourselves accountable to our people. We cannot ask the world to invest in us if we tolerate corruption, waste, and systems that don't work. Reset means reform, and reform means results. And so the Davos commitment. Friends, we didn't come here to ask for charity. We came to propose a global partnership of the willing, based on a shared vision and mutual respect for each other.
Let's turn our attention now to our newly launched series, Climate Evidence, where we bring you evidence-based and research-backed climate change-centered stories, coupled with promising national and individual level interventions. In our first episode today, residents living in Tetegu, a community along the banks of the Wager Dam, say the controlled spillage has once again left them struggling. Homes have been flooded and completed buildings left in stagnant water and electricity poles submerged, raising safety concerns. There's more in the following report by Grace Irama Akwa.
For 42-year-old Samson Mensah, life along the banks of the Wager Dam is a constant struggle. Every controlled spillage brings the same hardship. Floodwaters force his family indoors, prevent him from going to work, and keep his children out of school. Yet, moving away is not an option.
Situation na wo munintie bia wo go back to baby a wo free buy e bia first kra na wo rented house e bia wa abeji wo plot na wo si wo ye bibi kakra na aba ne sa wo ya ho bibi anyeye.
But managers of the Wager Dam insist the spillage, though disruptive, is unavoidable. The Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Water Limited, Stanley Marty, explains that the annual controlled release is a critical safety measure to protect the dam from structural failure.
That if we do not spill the excess water from the dam and there's a dam break, the repercussions will be more disastrous than when we are spilling.
The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, has attributed the severity of recent spillages to climate change.
Climate change is a phenomenon that has come to be acknowledged worldwide. And the extremes, that is too much water, too much dryness, and then sometimes heat, extreme heat, are causes of concern for us, because too much water then causes the floods that we deal with.
In response to calls for better management, authorities say solutions must go beyond emergency relief. The Ghana Water Limited maintains that while the Wager Dam spillage is unavoidable, stricter enforcement of land use regulations remains key to reducing the impact on communities downstream.
But for those who are in charge of enforcing the law, I don't think they should act as Ghana Water will. They should get onto the ground and ensure that people who are built in unauthorized places are clearly cleared from that area.
Until long-term solutions are enforced, life along the banks of the Wager Dam will remain a cycle of fear, loss, and resilience. Grace Akwa and Ramat Bashir's report.
This story is brought to you by JoyNews in partnership with CDKN Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from CLARE R41 Opportunities Fund.
Well, that's how we wrap up this segment. Bye.